Most retro motorcycle comparisons focus on horsepower numbers, but that's not why people buy bikes like these. In 2026, the real battle between the Honda CB1100RS and the Kawasaki Z1000RS isn't about specs, it's about identity. Because these two machines represent two very different philosophies, and one of them is quietly becoming the smarter choice for the modern rider. But which one? Let's break it down. The Honda CB1100RS exists for riders who value balance over bravado. It's not trying to dominate the street, it's trying to feel right. Smooth throttle, predictable handling, and a riding experience that feels timeless rather than aggressive. Honda's approach with the CB1100RS has always been about refinement. The engine delivery is calm, linear, and incredibly usable. Not exciting on paper, but deeply satisfying in real-world riding. In 2026, that philosophy makes even more sense. With stricter emission standards and shifting buyer preferences, Honda's focus on smoothness, efficiency, and reliability puts the CB1100RS in a unique position, not as a performance machine, but as the motorcycle you'd actually want to ride every day. And that's exactly where Kawasaki takes a completely different path. The Z1000RS is not subtle. It doesn't try to hide its muscle bike DNA, and that's intentional. Where the Honda feels calm and composed, the Kawasaki feels alive, aggressive, and unapologetically powerful. The Z1000RS carries the spirit of the legendary Z1, but with modern muscle proportions, sharper throttle response, and a riding position that feels more street fighter than gentleman's cafe racer. In 2026, that raw personality becomes its strongest weapon. Because while many retro bikes are softening their character to meet regulations and broader markets, Kawasaki is doubling down on emotional impact. And that makes the Z1000RS feel more special every time you twist the throttle. But here's where the decision actually gets interesting. This comparison isn't really about which bike is faster. It's about which bike fits your life. If you want a motorcycle that feels effortless, something you can ride for hours without fatigue, something that feels as comfortable commuting as it does cruising mountain roads, the CB1100RS quietly becomes the smarter choice. It's the bike you choose when you want your motorcycle to disappear beneath you, not constantly demand attention. But if you ride for emotion, for sound, presence, and the feeling that your bike is always slightly more powerful than you actually need, the Z1000RS makes far more sense. It's not trying to be perfect, it's trying to be unforgettable. And in 2026, that difference matters more than ever. Now, here's something most comparisons ignore: ownership experience. Honda's reputation for reliability, parts availability, and long-term durability makes the CB1100RS the safer long-term investment, especially for riders who plan to keep their bike for years rather than seasons. The Kawasaki, on the other hand, leans more into emotional ownership. It's the bike you park and turn around to look at, the bike that starts conversations at gas stations, the bike that feels special every single ride. Neither is wrong, but they serve two completely different riders. So which one should you buy in 2026? If you want the most refined, relaxed, and confidence-inspiring retro roadster, the Honda CB1100RS quietly wins. But if you want the most exciting, aggressive, and emotionally charged modern classic, the Kawasaki Z1000RS becomes impossible to ignore. And here's the real truth. Neither of these bikes is trying to be better than the other. They're trying to serve different versions of the same dream, owning a motorcycle that feels timeless in a world that moves too fast. So the real question isn't which one is better. It's which one are you? Would you choose the calm precision of the Honda or the raw muscle of the Kawasaki? Let me know in the comments. And if you want a deeper breakdown of either bike for 2026, that's coming next.